Wizards of the Coast has just revealed all of the information surrounding the Innistrad double feature release. This set is going to introduce a new type of foils to Magic the Gathering known as Silverscreen foils, and on top of that, double feature is also going to offer double rare packs.
Magic. I am a wizard! History. I'm an old wizard! The magic historian. My bones hurt.
Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. My friends, I hope the day finds you well because we have gathered to talk about Innistrad double feature. Wizards of the Coast has finally come out and given us all of the information in regards to this release. So we're going to break it down and go through everything. The summary of the idea is they're taking Midnight Hunt, Crimson Vow, and combining them into a special set that is supposed to harken back to the old days of monster movies and things like that. So if you haven't already seen the booster box for it, since we're going to cover all the details, let's take a look at the box because I actually really like the way they've done this. You can see it's done in this like black and white grayscale kind of style. I'm not exactly sure what you call this particular thing. I don't know if it's noir or whatever, but it definitely has that old monster movie feel, right? And the idea of a double feature is traditionally associated with movies, so you think monster movies, and that is added onto by the fact that it says right there, starring Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow. It's a fun little concept, and let's be real, it's also another way for Wizards to make an additional bit of money off of cards they've already designed, right? So the idea behind it is this set is going to be released in January. So January 28th, right there at the end of the month, is when the set's going to become available. Now, I have talked to LGS owners, things like that. The distribution on the set is very low. By that, I mean there's not going to be a lot of this product to go around. So bear that in mind as I tell you the details. If this is something that excites you, you do need to act on it quickly. This is admittedly a product that is getting mixed reviews. I've seen people online complaining about it, so I'm going to cover all the good sides and we'll talk about a little bit of the issues people have as well. Just try and give a rounded view of everything. So like I said, this is a combination set where you're taking Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt and putting them together. Now, originally, the way that it sounded was it might be some of each of those sets kind of curated and put together, but it appears that essentially it's the entirety of Midnight Hunt and the entirety of Crimson Vow pressed together. Because when you go over the card lists, there are 267 cards from Crimson Vow, 267 cards from Midnight Hunt, and if you remove the basic lands from the set and don't include any sort of special printings, so no borderless, no extended borders, none of the special crazy printings of cards, just regular printings of cards, there are 267 different cards. So this is literally both sets just stapled together, and that is one of the complaints that some people have. Some people are disappointed by the fact that it's like, okay, I thought this was going to be like, take the best of both and cram them together into like a super powered draft experience sort of vibe, right? But that's not what's going on. Now, on the other side of it, some people definitely love the fact that all the cards will be available because you'll be able to get all the cards in this black noir style that's being done for this particular set, right? So that is sort of a very much down to personal tastes kind of scenario. Where it gets a little more interesting is the breakdown of the actual booster packs themselves, right? So you're taking the full set of Crimson Vow, the full set of Midnight Hunt. How are these packs collated? What is the mix like? So the breakdown goes like this. And you know what? I'll put it up on the screen so you can follow along with me. So in each individual booster pack, you're going to get 15 cards. You're going to get 4 Midnight Hunt commons. You're going to get 4 Crimson Vow commons. You're going to get 2 Midnight Hunt uncommons. You're going to get 2 Crimson Vow uncommons. And then you're going to get 1 Midnight Hunt rare or mythic, 1 Crimson Vow rare or mythic, and a Silverscreen foil card. So every single booster pack of this set will contain 2 rares, theoretically 3 rares of either regular rare or mythic rarity, because your foil card can also be a rare card, right? And on top of that, each of these draft boosters does contain 2 non-foil double face cards, one from Midnight Hunt and one from Crimson Vow, of whatever particular rarity. But every single pack will have the following: 2 double-faced cards, 2 rares, and a Silverscreen foil, with the cards being roughly evenly divided between the 2 sets. The only difference, obviously, is the fact that the Silverscreen foil can only either be from Crimson Vow or Midnight Hunt. You don't get 2 foils per pack. But either way, each one of these packs is going to break down with 2 rares and that foil. Not too shabby. Now, the foil is a different styling, so let me tell you what Wizards of the Coast has to say about it. I'm actually going to put it up on the screen while we talk about it. So the example that they've given us to look at here is Tauren Fist of the Angels. And actually, when you take a look at this, you can see the black-white noir styling that I'm talking about. Obviously, it's very similar to the cards that we saw with the special styling in Crimson Vow, like the showcase cards from the Innistrad sets. It's very similar, but you can see the border on this has this kind of crazy gold sheen, right? Like it stands out. I mean, obviously it's a gold card. It's a white and green card, right? But the thing is, when I look at this, I go, okay, I mean, I can see that this is a special black and white treatment, but it's impossible to see the foiling itself. So this is Wizards of the Coast description of what is a Silverscreen foil card. It's a card with black and white artwork printed as a traditional foil using a special silver substrate, then finished with a glossy varnish like the showcase Eternal Night cards you already know from Innistrad, Midnight Hunt, and Crimson Vow. Now, it's kind of hard to get a read on some of these finishes just because some of the cards that have been made recently didn't have proper finishes on them. Crimson Vow has some issues, but if it's going to be the same with Midnight Hunt, Crimson Vow, you can get a rough idea. So this is the idea. Basically, the major difference is that it has a special silver aspect to the foiling. Now, I don't know what that means. Who knows how it's actually going to end up looking, because we don't get any kind of visual idea of it. It's just, here's one of the special silver substrate foils, and it's like, but it's not shown as a foil, so you can't really appreciate what it is in a way. So for me, this is who knows what the foils are going to turn out like. Sometimes Wizards experiment with foils, turn into something amazing, like back in the day when they did the From the Vault foiling, where essentially it was like double foiled and it made the cards really pop and stand out, and they were beautiful. But then you have other situations with some of the etched foils, which were really hit or miss for people, right? Some of the etched foils looked like they had been covered in glitteringly nail polish. Some of them had just like tiny little bits of them highlighted. So the quality level of this foiling is left up to be seen. Okay, so moving on to the next thing I want to talk about in terms of the double feature, and that is the number of booster packs. So each box only has 24 booster packs. So bear that in mind. When you buy a box, you're getting 24 packs instead of the 36 that you would get in a draft box. On top of that, the one thing that hasn't been announced yet is how much this is going to cost. And part of that is because Wizards doesn't do MSRP anymore, right? They did away with the suggested retail price, so now they don't have to tell you ahead of time what this stuff's going to cost. You just go to your LGS or wherever it is you get your Magic from, see the price, and decide if you're going to order it. So, to prepare you in advance, I strongly suspect these are going to be quite expensive boosters. Think along the lines of Modern Horizons 2 or something like that. There's not going to be that much of it, and it is going to be high priced, and it's going to be more expensive over time, right? If you don't get it, if you want it, get it right away, because it's genuinely just going to go up in cost due to scarcity. So if you're somebody who wants the black and white versions of all these different cards, you need to snag this up. So just bear in mind, hard to find, the prices will be high. There is a special event associated with this as well. They're not doing a pre-release, they're doing a preview. And unfortunately, this preview is limited to premium stores only. So most LGSs in the world aren't going to be given the opportunity to run one of these events, but if you're lucky enough to live somewhere where there is a Premier store, you can actually go down a week in advance, so the week before the set's supposed to release, and you get to play in a special preview event using the product. And then on top of that, there's also a special promo Endless Ranks of the Dead from the original Innistrad set, done in this black and white styling. You know what? I'll put it up on the screen for you because most of you won't get to see it in person, right? So this is going to be given away at those preview events for attendees. And I have to say, yeah, I'm a bit jealous, man. I definitely don't have a Premier store where I live. I'd have to travel for hours and hours to get to one. And I imagine there's a bunch of people who don't even have that option, where it's literally like, I don't even know where there is a premier premium version store to go to. But anyhow, that really wraps up all of the information overall. Double feature is definitely going to be your personal taste. Do you like it? Do you want it? Grab it while you can. Do you go, well, these are all, it's literally the exact same cards. Like, same card, same artwork, just done in the black and white style. So you can use Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt cards with no problems. You definitely don't need double feature. It is most assuredly next level luxury cardboard rectangles, right? Because it's pure just premium. I want a different look to my cards. So I think the biggest thing that's going to drive this set in terms of people maybe hyping up interest in it might be the foiling. So if the Silverscreen foils turn out to be really special, that could really kind of send the sales skyrocketing. But we'll have to see. I don't know, man. I'm curious to see how this is going to turn out. This is an experiment by Wizards of the Coast, and I'm going to say it right now. I expect they're probably going to do something similar at the end of 2022 with Dominaria United and the Brothers War set, because they're both set on Dominaria. It seems like a good opportunity to cram together another double feature style set if it works out for them. Anyhow, that's all I have to say on this subject. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Big thank you to all my patrons, and I'm going to leave some links to some enjoyable videos on the screen for you here. See you next time.